Part 1, The Whispering Forest.
Once upon a time, there lay a vast and mysterious woodland known as the Whispering Forest, beyond a range of towering, snow-capped mountains. The villagers who lived on its edges spoke in hushed tones of its secrets. They claimed the trees murmured, ancient wisdom to those willing to listen. Yet few dared to enter, for they feared the shadows dancing among the ancient trees and the mysteries within. But there was one who was different. A curious and brave young girl named Arya lived in the village with her grandmother, who had once been an adventurer. Her grandmother would often sit by the fire, weaving tales of the magical forest. She spoke of talking animals, tree spirits, and a hidden city nestled deep within the woods. The story that captivated Arya the most was that of the Tree of Secrets, an ancient, shimmering tree said to hold the wisdom of ages. The forest chooses who it reveals itself to, her grandmother often said. It is not just a place of magic, but of trials. Only those with a pure heart and a curious mind can truly uncover its mysteries. Arya's heart brimmed with curiosity. Each day she would stand at the forest's edge, staring into its depths, wondering what lay beyond the first line of trees. The villagers warned her of danger, but the whispering breeze that flowed from the forest seemed to call her name, pulling at her soul. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Arya sat with her grandmother. "Do you think the forest would choose me?" she asked, her eyes wide with wonder. Her grandmother studied her for a moment, a knowing smile on her lips. "I believe the forest has been waiting for someone like you, my dear. But remember, bravery alone is not enough. You must be clever, kind, and willing to listen." That night, Arya made up her mind. She would venture into the forest and uncover its secrets. As dawn broke, she prepared for her journey. She packed a satchel with essentials, a loaf of bread, a flask of water, a compass, and her journal. She wore her sturdy boots and tied her hair back, ready for whatever lay ahead. Her grandmother handed her a small, carved pendant. "This will remind you of home," she said, pressing it into Arya's palm, "and of my love." With a deep breath, Arya stepped into the forest. The air immediately felt different, cooler, alive with the scent of moss and wildflowers. The canopy above her was dense, allowing only dappled sunlight to filter through. Birds chirped melodiously, and a distant stream babbled softly. Yet, beneath these familiar sounds was something else, a faint whispering, as though the trees themselves were speaking. As Arya ventured deeper, the forest seemed to come alive. Each tree had a unique character, their gnarled roots twisting into the earth like ancient fingers. Flowers of impossible colors bloomed in clusters, and glowing mushrooms illuminated shadowy corners. Small creatures flitted about, their bright eyes watching her with curiosity. Hours passed, and Arya's excitement grew with each step. She came upon a clearing where a tree unlike any other stood. It was massive, its trunk wide and twisted with age, its branches stretching skyward and covered in shimmering silver leaves. The tree's bark glowed faintly, as though lit from within. Arya approached, her breath catching in awe. As she stood before the tree, the whispering grew louder, and she realized it was coming from the tree itself. "Welcome, Arya," the tree said, its voice deep and soothing, like the rumble of distant thunder. Arya's eyes widened. You know my name?" The tree's branches swayed gently, though there was no breeze. "The forest knows all who enter. You are brave to have come this far. Few dare to venture beyond the edges." "Are you the Tree of Secrets?" Arya asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The tree's bark shimmered. "I am. And you have come seeking the truth, have you not?" Arya nodded. "I've heard so many stories about this forest. about its magic and mysteries. I want to know if they're true. The tree's voice grew softer. The truth is not a simple thing, young one. It is a path of trials and discovery. But I sense a purity in your heart and a fire in your spirit. Perhaps you are the one we have been waiting for. Waiting for? Arya asked. Why? The tree's branches creaked as they shifted. A soft, golden light emanated from its trunk. The forest is in danger. A darkness has begun to spread, corrupting the magic that sustains this land. If it is not stopped, the forest will wither, and its secrets will be lost forever. Arya's hands clenched into fists. She felt a chill but couldn't ignore the urgency in the tree's voice. What can I do? She asked. I'm just a girl. You are more than you realize, the tree replied. There is a hidden temple deep within the forest, a place where the magic is strongest. Inside, you will find the means to dispel the darkness. But beware, the path is fraught with challenges, and some forces will try to stop you. Arya's fear was overshadowed by determination. Tell me where to go, she said. The tree's branches pointed to a narrow path winding deeper into the woods. Follow this path, and listen closely. To the whispers, they will guide you. A voice broke her thoughts. Need help, little one? Turning, Arya saw a fox sitting atop a rock. Its fur was a brilliant red, its eyes gleaming with intelligence. You can talk? Arya asked. The fox chuckled. In this forest, many can. The question is, do you listen? I do, Arya said. Can you help me cross? The fox tilted its head. Perhaps, but first a riddle. Answer correctly, and I will guide you. Fail, and you'll have to find another way. Arya nodded, her heart pounding. Ask your riddle. The fox's eyes twinkled. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I? Arya frowned, thinking hard. Something that speaks and hears without a body. Alive with wind. Then it came to her. The fox grinned. Well done. Follow me. The fox led her upstream to a fallen tree that formed a natural bridge. Arya crossed carefully, thanking the fox before continuing. Deeper into the forest, the challenges grew. She navigated a maze of thorny brambles, guided by the whispers of the trees. She faced a great owl that demanded she solve a puzzle. She outwitted trickster sprites and crossed a chasm on a bridge of light conjured by her belief. Finally, she stood before the temple, its towering gates half hidden beneath the encroaching ivy. But before she could step forward, the ground beneath her feet trembled. From the shadows emerged a figure cloaked in darkness, its eyes glowing, with an unnatural red light. You should not have come, it hissed, its voice like 1,000 whispers merging into one. Arya froze, her heart pounding as the figure raised its clawed hand. You are too late to save this forest, little girl. To be continued. Thank you, and make sure to like and subscribe.